Why do we get goosebumps? It seems pointless at first. You feel cold, or you hear a creepy sound, and suddenly your skin turns into a field of tiny bumps. Nothing about it helps you survive in modern life. So why does the body still do this? Because goosebumps are not a modern feature. They are a leftover system from a body plan we mostly lost. The technical term for goosebumps is piloerection. And what you're seeing on your skin is actually a small mechanical reaction happening at the level of individual hair follicles. Each tiny bump forms when a small muscle at the base of a hair follicle contracts. These muscles are called erector pili muscles. When they tighten, they pull the hair upright, causing the surrounding skin to rise slightly. That's the physical mechanism. But the real question is, why would the body ever want to do that? To understand that, you have to stop thinking about humans and start thinking about fur-covered animals. Because goosebumps are not originally a human feature. They are a mammalian survival reflex designed for animals with thick body hair. In furry mammals, raising the hair serves two major functions. First, insulation. When an animal gets cold, its erector pili muscles contract, making the fur stand up. This traps a layer of air close to the skin. That air layer acts like insulation, reducing heat loss to the environment. It's basically a built-in thermal jacket. The thicker the fur, the more effective this becomes. Second, intimidation. When an animal is threatened, raised fur makes it look larger. A cat arching its back and puffing up its fur is doing exactly this. The goal is not physical strength, it's visual deception. Appear bigger, more dangerous, less worth attacking. So in animals with fur, piloerection is useful. It helps with both temperature control and survival in confrontations. But humans lost most of that fur during evolution, and that's where things get interesting. The system never disappeared. The wiring is still there. The muscles still contract. The nervous system still triggers it. But the original function is mostly gone. So now, goosebumps are like an old machine, still running a script it no longer needs. You still get them when you're cold. That part makes sense. Even though we don't have thick fur anymore, the body still tries to create a tiny insulating effect by lifting what little hair we have. But the more mysterious trigger is emotional. Fear, awe, stress, or even strong music can cause goosebumps. This happens because the same part of the brain that processes threat responses, the autonomic nervous system, can activate the piloerection reflex. In ancient environments, emotional arousal often correlated with real physical danger. Hearing a sudden sound in the dark might mean a predator nearby. The body responded by preparing for survival. Heightened awareness, faster heart rate, and in fur-covered ancestors, raised hair. Today, the same system fires in situations that are not physically dangerous but emotionally intense. A powerful scene in a movie, a piece of music that hits too hard, a sudden memory. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between real predator nearby and emotional threat or stimulation at the reflex level. So it triggers the same ancient hardware. That's why goosebumps can appear when you're not cold at all. But there's another layer that makes this even more interesting. Goosebumps are part of the autonomic nervous system, meaning they happen without conscious control. You don't decide to activate them, you don't train them, they just happen as a side effect of deeper brain activity. That's important because it shows how much of human biology is still running on pre-human logic. Even though we don't rely on body hair for survival anymore, the underlying reflex pathways are still intact. Evolution doesn't redesign systems from scratch. It modifies what already exists. So instead of removing piloerection, evolution simply reduced its usefulness in humans while keeping the circuitry. There's also a subtle social angle. In some contexts, visible goosebumps can act as an external signal of emotional intensity. If you're cold or deeply affected by something, your body may literally broadcast that state on your skin. In modern humans, this doesn't have a strong survival role, but it still reflects internal nervous system activity. So goosebumps are not random. They are a visible trace of an older biological system that once helped mammals survive cold environments and physical threats. In humans, the original function is mostly gone, but the mechanism remains. And every time your skin bumps up for a moment, whether from cold air or a powerful emotion, you're seeing an ancient reflex briefly switch on a survival system that your body inherited from a very different version of life.